Hey, sports card fans, it's John, Wade Boggs fan. Hope you're all doing well. This is my weekly video series in which I take a closer look at the Wade Boggs cards of the day that I posted on social media for last week. Now, in last week's video, I finished the video showing off some Sweet Spot Classic Signatures cards. And while in general, I like the sort of design concept of those cards, there are certain ones that Upper Deck didn't really plan out properly, which sort of takes away from the cards and almost makes it really frustrating for some collectors out there trying to pick up some of these cards. I'm going to explain and show off what I mean. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show them off. Okay, if you're not familiar with the Sweet Spot Classic signature cards, basically these are manufactured game used items, and I'll show you what I mean by that, but they all have sort of on card autographs. But there are various versions of this I'll show you, and Wade Boggs has two different versions of each of these different cards, one of him in a Red Sox uniform, one in a Yankees uniform, and sometimes they have different serial numbers. The first one I have to show off is the 2007 Sweet Spot Classic Signatures Gold Stitch Black Ink. All right, so here's the card here, and it's a sort of a baseball. It's not a game used ball, but it's made to look like a baseball. And as you can see, some of the different versions here, this one is the gold stitch. So it has gold stitching on the quote unquote baseball. Now, you may be looking at that and say, John, that is not black ink. That looks like yellow ink. Well, the one thing that Upper Deck did not consider is the bleeding of the player's signature, given the pens that they gave the players to sign these cards with. So as you can see, the black signature has faded over time, and now in this copy you can still make out his autograph. But I know other cards of both Wade Boggs and other players that and this has nothing to do with how the cards were displayed. I did not have these in a display case where they got light. I keep all of these cards in my card catalog. They don't get any sunlight. This is just the chemicals of the ink and the type of sort of leather that they use for these balls, that certain ink colors just started fading. There was one card, I don't have any of these versions, but there's one that has a dual autograph of Wade Boggs and Ryne Sandberg. I saw one on eBay, this is going back several years, but I saw one on eBay where you couldn't see either of the signatures. Yet it's supposed to be an autograph card of both players, and because of the fading of the ink, you couldn't see any of their signatures on the card, and it's I think there may be serial numbered out of like 25 or so. And so, okay, as a collector, would you want to buy a card that's supposed to be autographed by two Hall of Famers where you can't even see the autograph anymore? So I'm not going to be displaying these cards in a place that would receive any light. These are going to spend most of their time sitting in the card catalog. This version here is out of 25, and this is the Yankees version. Now, here's another version. This is the Gold Stitch Blue Ink. Now, this is the Red Sox version I have. Now, this one has held up a little bit better. You can still tell that it's blue, but even that has faded. So you can see the two versions there. You can make out that that's a yellow, which was originally black, and that this was blue. Now this one's serial numbered out of 15. So it's not like I can just go out and get, find another copy that has a better, that the signature has withstood fading better, because out of 15, I don't know the last time one of these cards has come up for sale. And usually when I do see some of these Sweet Spot Classic signature cards come up for sale on eBay, you know, they want well over $100 for them because of the serial number. So that is the Gold Stitch Blue Ink. Now, two of them that are coming up next have no issues with fading and are fairly cool in my opinion. In last week's video, I showed off a black leather card. This is just the leather, so it looks more like a leather glove, and the design is supposed to make it look like a player's fielding glove. Now it's not, it's just a piece of leather made to look like that, but it is on sort of on card. And this is the leather, the Sweet Spot Classic Signatures Leather Gold Ink. This one's out of 15, and this is him featured in a Yankees uniform. And by the way, this is what the backs look like of all these different cards. Basically just tells you that yes, you've received a authentic autograph card. And here is the Red Sox version. And so both of these are serial numbered out of 15. This one happens to be a eBay 1 of 1, 15 out of 15. And this one here is 7 out of 15. And as you can see, they designated the two. Not only do you see the background there of Fenway Park versus Yankee Stadium, he's in the different uniforms there, and then the different colors used. This one is red and this one is blue, both on the front and the back of the cards. So those are the leather gold ink cards. The next two are Sweet Spot Signatures Red Stitch. And again, this is two different ink versions. So this is the Red Stitch Black ink, which of course is now yellowed. You can still make it out if you really look hard enough. These are serial numbered out of 75. So as opposed to the Gold Stitch, this is the Red Stitch on the facsimile baseball. And then another version is the Red Stitch Blue ink. Now this one, for whatever reason, I don't know if it was the pen, but this is how these black and blue ink signed cards are supposed to look. Now this one's out of 35 as opposed to 75 with the black ink. Again, why they did different versions with different ink of the pens, I don't know. I think it's just a way to produce more cards. But this blue ink obviously shows up way better, and that's how all of these cards are supposed to look over time. And I don't know why. Maybe this was a different pen than the other blue ink that Wade signed this with, or maybe this one just got lucky and hasn't faded. So I don't know. Maybe at some point during production they changed slightly the material or the coating on this baseball piece. I don't know. But yeah, this one has definitely held up a lot better than the other ones. And then the final one that I have for the cards of the week is the Sweet Spot Classic Signatures Silver Stitch Black ink. And again, this is the Yankees version here, but it's the silver stitching around the ball. And again, a faded black ink signature. These are serial number 215. So again, the odds of me finding one and not have to pay an arm and a leg to find one that actually has a clear signature in black ink is probably nearly impossible. So as a collector, these are just cards that I have to live with. Upper Deck should have done some testing on these materials and the ink that they gave. Now, since I've seen this for multiple players, I'm assuming they sent along a specific pen or pens to use with the different inks and gave the players instructions on which cards to sign with which pen. But Upper Deck should have done a better job. So I'm not putting this on Wade. I don't think it was the pen that he used. I'm pretty sure Upper Deck would have sent the different players pens and instructions on which ones to use because they specifically wanted different colored ink pens on some of these versions. So I think a lot of cards in this set are this way for both the black and most of the blue inks. But there you go, my Wade Boggs cards of the day that I posted on social media for last week. Would love to know in the comments or if any of these are some of your favorite ones that I showed off for the week. We have these leather ones with the cool gold ink signature there. Of course, all these black and blue faded ones, but yeah, that's all I have for you. So until next time, thanks for watching.